Have I got a discussion for us today? I even wrote it, so I'm old school. I write lists. But I got some crazy, quirky, sexy questions that I'm going to answer, just me as a coach, playing with you guys today and playing by myself today because I don't want to write. Hi, this is Liana, holistic intimacy coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. And today we're going to play. So I got a set of questions and we're going to dive right into them. The first one, do you believe in love at first sight? I used to. Okay, when I was a bit younger, I used to, but then I figured it's just infatuation, and it's also a lot of hormones, because you can see the right guy for you, but it can't strike you that powerfully if your hormones are in the wrong place, especially for women. Okay, so it's hormonal based, and it's not love, it's instincts, impulses. There's a lot of juices that start to move. Actual love, yeah, I think it takes time. I do believe it exists. I know it's beautiful. I know it's out there for a lot of us. And it takes a bit of opening on our side, but it also takes the, I guess, good fortune or good karma or whatever, the auspicion from the heavens to meet the person with whom we are the best match to love long term. Second question, crazy places to do it. Outside, in nature. But, you know, careful. You don't want to, outside in nature where nobody can see you. Okay? Whether it's your private yard because you got a huge property and you can do whatever you want on your property, or just outside but not in plain sight, not where somebody can see you, because I think that's illegal in a lot of places. Okay? It's public exposure and it's illegal. And it's disturbance of public order and all of that. So yeah, outside but carefully there. Okay? Don't risk anything. 3, do you believe in seduction? I believe in seducing the one that you're already into and he's already into you. I feel that seduction is best used in an actual, in a relationship where you want to keep things burning. Seducing people that you don't really know, that's a lot of investment of your time and your energy. Where you might just want to, a casual flirt probably would work better and would be a better match or an expense of your energy, instead of seducing somebody that you don't really know. What if that person turns out to be not the best match for you, but you've seduced them? So seduce the one that you know you're in a relationship with, or you're clear that you want to be in a relationship with. Yes, seduce big time. Okay, that's the best thing to keep your relationship going. Strangers, maybe a casual flirt if you're into that. It depends on your personality, it depends on your boundaries, context, it depends on a lot of things, okay? So that's how I would use seduction. What's your take on one-night stands? I dropped those long time ago. And when I picked those up, it was because there was a social conditioning going on. So we're talking the early 2000s, mid 2000s and 2010s. But I gave it up. Like, I didn't need too many interactions to realize, no. A relationship with somebody that you know, that you trust, that you've got the hots for, can't compare, for me, to one-night stands. So I don't know, other people have other experiences. My experiences sucked, and I told myself, no. But it's personal, right? So you might have a different opinion. If you enjoy one-night stands, go for them. With people who enjoy them also. What do you think about voyeurism? So watching other people making love. If it's people that you like I like to watch movies where actors make love. I know it's fake love, but I like seeing the actors. And this one came from my training, actually. Okay, so in sexological bodywork, when we went through the whole training, we were given like an entire set of videos that we had to watch with all kinds of techniques that we were supposed to learn and understand and so on. The actual materials, because it would have been very expensive, like exorbitant, to get actors to perform them, they had like the entire library was built of previous students or just people who were not necessarily students or certified sexological body workers, just people that were in the circle and they knew about it, and they were sometimes models or whatever for the classes. That is also needed sometimes. You gotta, like when you have in-person events, you gotta show some of the techniques that you're gonna use, and you're using models for that. And there are people willing to do that. It's kinky, it's crazy, it's fun for them, super relaxed. I mean, they're okay with it. So those were the kind of people, but they were not necessarily the most attractive people. And at a certain point, it was people that I found, how do I say this? Not attractive at all. I'm being diplomatic, okay? My reaction was awful. So I wrote to my teachers and I said, I understand the educational value here, but some of these people, I can't look at them. Okay? I don't like them. I don't like their bodies. And it's personal, it's subjective, I know. I mean, their bodies are okay the way they are, but I can't watch that. So I'm sorry, but the method itself, whatever they're trying to explain, it doesn't, because the image is also important for me. So voyeurism, that's why I prefer to watch actors in love scenes, and it's actors that I like. And first of all, I gotta like the male actor, because if I don't like the guy, I can't watch. I'm into men, so that's how it works. So voyeurism for me, nah. I happened to, like in Bucharest, some people are crazy here, and when I was going to various events, it was, I don't know, 7 in the evening, but it was already dark. I was walking on the street, and I could hear people. There was a car pulled up, all the doors were open, and in between the doors, basically where nobody could see, those guys, man and woman, were at it, and I could hear the sounds. And I was like, oh, crap. Because I didn't know who it was, you know? So like I said, if it's not somebody that I like, I'm not into it. I'm the opposite, like I'm disgusted. If it's somebody that I like, and usually I pick certain male actors for it, sure, I will. Real people actually making real love, and it's not, I wouldn't want to be watched in those moments, so I don't want to do that to others. Like, that's why I prefer, it's just actors, I know they're faking it, because they gotta. And yeah, so that's my answer. Long answer, I'm sorry, but that's mine. Best source of inspiration for sex. My Patreon community, absolutely. Like, what else do you want? We got tons of stuff there, okay? From practices to stuff to utter in intimacy, like compliments and all that. Ideas for gifts or for 12 days of Christmas. Like, that's the best source of inspiration, if you ask me. That said, I think it depends on everybody. In my case, because I am a resource for the women in my community, this is how I seek inspiration. Like, I start to think, you know, what would be a sexy thing that I would love to experience, but, you know, when I have the right person with me. And until then, I can share it with the women in my community. So, like, I don't need others to inspire me. I just got this one, okay? I'm a sapiosexual, so really, that's why I do advise or do recommend my Patreon community. What is it? Do you watch porn? I used to, and I stopped. I think it was early 2012 or something like that, like a long time ago. This was 13 years ago. I stopped it because I wasn't watching all the stuff there. There were just specific things, and they were the classical things, not too crazy, that I enjoyed. But then I came across something that a girl, and she was crying, man, and it was obvious that she didn't want to do that. So that was like when I said, nah, you know what, fuck this shit. So I relapsed once or twice after that, a few years later, but nah, I'm off that shit. And yeah, when my sexological bodywork training started, and that was 2016, and then I restarted in 2017, the library of materials there showed me, you know what, this is delicate, and I'd rather stick to watching love scenes. And by the way, there are love scenes, there are not porn scenes, in movies that I select with actors, male actors that I like to watch. That's how I go about it. And there aren't many, by the way. And just to give the whole answer here, the movies or the TV shows, they're usually like the love scenes are just a small component of the whole thing, because I'm more into romance actually. I'm, born in the early 80s. I'm an elder millennial here. And yeah, there was a meme that was going on TikTok, I think, where people just putting photos of, I don't know, single guy, single woman. And the text read, you dreaming of a love like in the 90s, but you being in the hookup cultures of the 2020s. I was a teenager in the late 90s. Okay, I was a teenager in the late 90s. And yeah, I grew up with that image of the, I don't know, relationships, dating, romance, stuff like that. Plus I'm an INFJ, so that also counts. You have no idea how much. And now the hookup culture is just, I'll put it plainly and simply, it's disgusting to me. I'm not interested in it. So yeah, the movies that I watch, the love scenes are just a small part of the whole story. Okay, what's next? Do you ever want to make an OnlyFans account? Well, if an OnlyFans account where I talk about the same stuff that I talk here, or the stuff that I talk on my Patreon, or an OnlyFans account that would serve as motivation for dudes to get off the freaking other OnlyF accounts, sure. Otherwise, oh, my hair's crazy. Otherwise, yeah, my hair's gonna be like that all day. Otherwise, I'm not interested in that. Like I said, everything that is pertaining to porn and, yeah, not into it, okay? I can't imagine an INFJ personality and somebody raised like a teenager and started to opening eyes about love and stuff like that in the late 90s. Somebody like that would enjoy this crappy stuff. Like, no, it is crap for me. I'm giving the answers for myself. You don't have to align with them. Okay, would you ever date an adult entertainer? Probably not. Because, let me tell you, the kind of personality that I most seek in men is also INFJ, or something very close to it. I can't imagine a true INFJ going there, okay? It could be just an entertainer, like a singer, a dancer, a news anchor, a TV show presenter, a host, an influencer, an actor, sure. But an adult entertainer, I don't see myself. That something happens with those people after and if you watch a lot of, testimonials, especially by women who started doing adult entertainment like OnlyFans and other things and escorts, and they were into that business, man, they say it. After that, you can't view men, at least them, in the same way. The stuff that they make you do just because they pay for you, the degrading stuff that they want. So probably for men working in the field, it's not that bad. I mean, I don't know. I never paid anybody. I wouldn't know. I never spoke to a guy who was paid. But I'm just thinking, if still, no, there's something there that no. I'm gonna go with my instinct. No. Other kinds of entertainers, sure. Adult entertainers, no. Okay, now I'm turning the page because I got, question number 10. The sexiest movie of all times. Yeah, I don't think there is such a thing. It depends on my stages, okay? Sometimes it's just maybe, I don't know, a story that I like, or a character that I like, or a love scene that I like. Or, by the way, the male characters that I like, they don't even have to make love, okay? A character that I immensely liked was Thranduil from, The Hobbit. God, the guy never even made love to anybody. He was heartbroken. But the way Lee Pace played that character, sexy from beginning to end to me. Okay? And I watched The Hobbit for that character specifically twice. The first time because I was curious about the story, obviously, because I liked The Lord of the Rings. And then the second time, I'm like, I want to see Lee Pace playing Thranduil. I'll be honest, okay? And the guy wasn't even, he had all his clothes on. It was his face, his gestures, the voice, the tone of his voice, the way he acts. You don't, for me, in order for me to be into you, you don't even have to show 1 inch of your body, and I will still like you if you're my type of whatever in that specific moment, period. So I don't have a sexy movie of all times, but there are, like, I seek also to be inspired, okay? Sometimes I seek to be entertained. Sometimes I just hear that there's something crazy about, like, for instance, now I'm watching the show called The Trunk. It's with actor Gong Yoo. That actor, he's not my kind. I mean, I don't know, I never met him in person, probably never going to. But, and I'm not head over heels for him, but I know that I like to watch that guy in love scenes. There's something very vulnerable in the 2 movies or TV shows where I saw him. No, it was movies, both of them. One was A Man and a Woman, I think, was the movie. And there was one love scene, which a few seconds, not even from that entire movie. And another movie where he had just a few scenes in bed. It was not even, it was Kim Ji-yeon, born in 1982. Kim Ji-yeon, I hope that was, it's after a book that was very famous in Korea. So this guy, he's not my kind. Like, there's another Korean actor which I think is hot, and I would love to meet the guy, but I'm probably never gonna meet him. But Gong Yoo, like, that guy, I don't want to see him play in love scenes for some reason. Gong Yoo, I can watch him, and I know that there is gonna be eventually a love scene with him. So now I'm watching The Trunk because of that. You know, I can't explain. Like, sometimes it's just like there's a vulnerability about that guy that's very, very relaxing, comfortable, and familiar for me to watch. Just watch. I don't care. This guy could be married, and, like, I'm not gonna be jealous or crazy or whatever. No, I don't fantasize about him or whatever. No, I just like to watch the guy in love scenes. It's safe, secure, soothing, familiar, relaxing, all that for me. Okay, sexiest song of all times. Well, it's the same, but I can give you a band which I know that I like. It's Cigarettes After Sex. A lot of their songs are really smoochy. What else? Then it's just different songs, okay? Different songs at different times that either it's just a tune, so there's no singer or chorus or anything. And then there are a lot of tunes, okay? Especially the meditation ones, especially the ones with a female voice humming on the background. It just puts me in this very juicy mood, okay? I like every kind of siren song. Not the discreet ones, because there are some that, yeah, I don't too much. Then there are some songs that are sang by males. I think Cigarettes After Sex, it's a man's voice, if I recall. Yeah, a man's voice. There was another song by Recoil, Breath Control. That one's kinky. That one is kinky, okay? Recoil, Breath Control. That's intense. That's for some moments, not every day. Like, very rarely am I into that, but when I'm into it, like, that's a song you want to check it out, at least. Okay, sexiest entertainer of all time. Well, I think I just mentioned Gong Yoo. But again, this isn't my Korean favorite actor, male actor. There's another one. I'm not going to name him here. I'm going to keep it private. But the one whose love scenes I can watch, Gong Yoo. Also, when I was younger, like in my teens, I used to like Val Kilmer a lot. I don't know why. I like the guy a lot. Johnny Depp also. Who else? Well, Keanu Reeves. I liked him a lot. But Keanu Reeves is just a different, he was more than just sexy. And the guy, that guy's, Keanu Reeves is just on a whole different level. And I don't know if there's any other man on this planet like this soul. I don't know. But yeah, Keanu Reeves. I can still, and it wasn't sexiness there, it was something else, okay? That man has a pure soul. A pure and crazy soul, by the way, and kind of silly. I like the combination a lot, okay? So, but that was attractive, not necessarily sexy, but it was extremely attractive. And now I just respect the guy a lot for everything, you know, his life, the way he shows up in life. Powerful. What do you think about thirst messages? Sure, I mean, they're funny so long as they're not addressed to me. Because, please understand me, just like if I don't like somebody, I don't want to hear or see them making love. If I don't like somebody, I don't want to hear them sending me any kind of crap. Okay, please understand, the disgust effect is there. If I don't like you, don't. I mean, that's why I always say it. I'm not here to be picked up by people. If I like somebody, I'll just go, because it's very rare, and I'd rather go and tell the guy. Yeah, it freaks the shit out of them. That's so true. But and I don't go with thirst messages. Nah. And also, by the way, with what's going on right now with all the leaks, you know, pictures leaked, videos leaked, texts leaked, you know, screenshots and all that, guys, just don't. Really, I'd advise people, if you got something to say, the most powerful way to say it is in freaking person. Say or do, because some things you don't say, you just do them. That's also a principle that I have. Some things you don't say, you just do them. Okay? But that's with somebody with whom you have sorry, something happened. That's with somebody with whom you have attraction. Okay? So, yeah. And what else do I have here? Oh, I'm gonna make a different video about this one because this one's already long. There's a video out there with Jackson Wang and thirst messages, and there was one. Wow, I'm gonna make an entire reaction just to that. There was one batshit crazy thing that a chick wrote, which I found, like, from a coaching perspective, a lot of lessons to be learned from that. And then the funny reaction that Jackson had, and I was like, yeah, this one's on dudes also. So I'm gonna make a separate video and I'm gonna link it under this one. So today was just 13 thirst or crazy funny questions that I answered. And remember, this is just for fun, okay? I love to know what you think, like what your answer is. I'm gonna write these under the video. And I'll see you in the reaction to that thirst message, okay? Question number 14 from here. Bye.